We are in town today because we are going to a developer conference called Developer. There are like loads of them around the country, but this is obviously the southwest one. It's going to be good fun. It's a full ass day. It starts technically at 8:30 is registration, but it doesn't start until like 9:10, and I should be there plenty early enough. Yeah, we're going to go and learn about predominantly microservices and Docker. Most of the talks I'm going to go to. It's literally like a full day of like, fucking hell mate, fucking the sticks are just falling from the tree over here before I get donked on the head. Yeah, so I'm going to go and learn predominantly about Docker and microservices. There's also some like curveball sessions in there. You can like pick which track you want to go to. So there's like 5 different lectures every hour or so for 5 hours, if that makes sense. So there's like 25 you can choose from, but obviously only 5, they all run concurrently. So, but yeah, and also, my biggest target is to try not to be a recluse and try and talk to people. Because that's the thing I never do at these things. I always go immediately into my own shell. As soon as there's no, like, predefined social contract, I'm shit. I'm terrible. I get really shy. I need to get better at, like, networking and get myself out there. So, like, I'm going to learn about some things that I need for my own project and for work. And then also network. Don't think I can express how much I hate networking. My God. Just escaped for lunch. I had like a really long lunch break, so I got a pasty from there and then went to Pret to sit down and have a little bit of a sandwich as well. To tide me over for the afternoon. I'm not doing very good at talking to people, granted, but through a combination of 2 really interesting talks and talking to one of the speakers of the talks, I've solved a problem that I was going to have to solve for work, so that's good. My little deployment, where do we put environment variables problem. First talk was really good. It was about distributed workflows over distributed systems using mass transit and microservices, which was really good. I didn't realise it was about mass transit until I got there, and I'm like, oh man, this is cool. I'm going to start absolutely pissing it down in a minute, so let's get back quickly. The problem with that one, the room was so hot, like, it was one of the smaller rooms, and there was a lot of people in it, and it was just cooking. It was really, really uncomfortable, and the person next to me asked a question, and I was like, I can answer that question. I don't think he did very well there, and I tried to answer the question for him, but then he like disappeared as I was picking up my bags and stuff. I was about to be like, hey yo, you know that question you asked? But he just kind of like siphoned out of the rows, because it was in rows, and then kind of got ahead of me, and I forgot what he looked like. So my opportunity to talk to someone disappeared. The second one was about doing deployments properly with a really clever Microsoft guy. That was really good. He was the guy who answered my questions as well. And like I say, I've got a plan now for when we start doing the microservice. Well, when I look at deploying the microservices on Monday. I'm somewhat kneecapped by Bitbucket pipelines because the tooling just isn't as good as your DevOps is with Azure. I should be able to piece something together. Like I say, I asked him questions, I'm like, okay, sat down with a notepad, drew it all out, and I'm like, yep, that's how we do it. And it was, like, it's not even that complicated. It's just, I got kind of blinded by, I think I just needed effectively to sit back and go, oh yeah, basically it's still the same as what I always wanted it to be. It's just slightly different. It's got different words in. And arguably you're not looking at that because you don't know this thing exists. So let's glue them together. Third one was about the Microsoft stack on Docker containers, which was the boring one. The talker just wasn't. Talks often just live and die on who the talker is, effectively. And it was one of them talks where you were jumping from command line instances of stuff and kicking up containers and debugging them and all this kind of thing. And I think if you're going to do that, you need to be really engaging because it's really hard to follow. 2 more talks. One more is literally on microservice and Kubernetes, which is perfect for me. And then the last one, I'm not sure if I'm going to hang around for, is about, but I might do because I'm somewhat intrigued, but it might be boring, is about whether or not you should have DTOs and domain objects, or services and shit like that. Pretty good session. The thing today, developer was really good. I really enjoyed it. I failed to talk to anyone beyond the speaker that I asked the question of after the session, but nah, what can you do? That still went, and I learned some stuff, so that's good. Took loads of notes as well. It's useful, and it's like energized me in being like, oh, I should do that, I should do this, I should do that. That's always a good thing. So I didn't go to that final session in the end. I just went to the 4th one. Basically, like, Laura was in town because she went to university, and I was like, I could go to, if I leave now, then we can both get bus back together. And I haven't seen her for a while anyway, because obviously I had a really late day in Bath yesterday, if you watched my last video. Back to the end, which might be 2 people at most. So I was like, ah, fuck it, I'll just go home. And then also I can watch Formula 1 after when it was supposed to be, but obviously Formula 1, they had to like red flag it twice, so it took ages, so the whole Now TV was just like overhanging by a long way. It was a pain in the arse. But yeah, so otherwise came home, watched Formula 1, caught up with Laura, and then had some dinner and whatnot. That's about it really, isn't it? All copied all the footage, all of my notes up into OneNote, which I tried to set up this morning, but it was like crashing on me, and so I just smashed it into Notepad, not Notepad, code, and then thinking it. Words, man, and also I'm really coldy. That's what I was going to end up saying. I feel like I can't breathe out of one nostril, and the problem with that is halfway through the day, I think blowing it all the time gave me a nosebleed in the other nostril. So not good. I haven't had a nosebleed in freaking ages, and then yeah, I was like, blew my nose. I'm like, oh shit. And I literally have like one nose which I really need to blow, and the other one which I really don't need to blow anymore. It's an absolute hoot. I think it's hay fever, to be honest with you. As I was walking back from town, there was like a load of leaves on the floor because it's really fucking windy. There's a big storm coming in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel sneezy. I had a pretty bad day today because I've kept blowing my nose. I feel like I've got some kind of cold or hay fever. But the risks now are much higher. Now that this time last year when I had hay fever, I didn't get nosebleeds. Now I get nosebleeds. So excessive nose blowing is a surefire way to give yourself a nosebleed. And every now and again, I give myself light nosebleeds with that method. So it's very, very annoying. Today has been a bit of a non-day, to be honest with you. We went shopping, we got some garden furniture and some barbecue tools, just in case we were going to have a barbecue. Because we've got a barbecue now, and we're basically just waiting for the weather to be good. And then we watched Formula 1 in the afternoon. It was a bit of a boring race, which is odd for Baku. And then we went out for a meal. That was good. We went out for a meal with Beth and Ben. Went to this really nice Sri Lankan tapas place. It was really nice. The only problem is, if you can think of this as a problem, is you don't really know what anything is off the menu, so all of it's like a punt. Like if you obviously go to like a Spanish tapas or something like that, you have a basic idea of what they're going to be. So you kind of have to take a bit of a punt. So there's like one of them we wouldn't get again, like the pork one, but the rest of them were really nice. But the problem was, well, my problem was, the ones that I ordered were all really liquidy, and I didn't really have anything to like soak up to the liquid curry and stuff because we didn't know, you know. But it was really nice. It was like really like flavoured some, but really messy as well because I foolishly got king prawns with the shells on in like this really like thick sauce. You have to fucking deshell them, don't you? And rip its heads off and stuff. God damn. Otherwise, came back here. Laura watched TV. Now we're heading off to bed. She's actually already in bed. One thing is, I'm looking for. So here's something. I use Todoist, and as much as I've started to fall out with Todoist because I feel like they've done some things in it which make it a little bit less usable than it used to be. As my like daily to-do list, I also use Asana for long-reaching features and bugs that I need to fix for my projects, and then I also use it for development tracking on a shorter-term basis. But that's more like a Kanban board. The other one is more of a list. I'm looking for something to go where I can basically store notes and tasks that aren't development related and aren't like need to be done today. Like they don't have like a date that they need to be done by, but I need to keep track of them and I need to make sure that I do them. I need to figure out how those things are going to live. So I feel like what I'm going to end up doing is resurrecting OneNote as like my place to, because I basically keep getting these ideas. I need to like chuck them down and investigate them, and I need a place where that can live. And I think OneNote is going to be the place where that is because it's cross-platform. I was toying with Notation for a bit, Notion, but I'm less of a fan. It's a little bit fiddlier than it should have been. So yeah, I'm thinking OneNote is going to be where it's at. I think, to be honest with you, I was going to use Notion because I was going to put blogs there and do blogs in there because it can do Markdown. But I'm actually just going to, I can just do it in Notepad, basically, Visual Studio Code. It's always a good time, isn't it, when you start to fuck around with your tooling instead of your stuff. But yeah, so there's notes I'm taking. At the moment, I'm just using, like, if I ever need to take a really, really quick note, I just make a to-do list item for it. And I've got a load of overdue notes that I need to basically move out of here because they're things I need to investigate. I need to move them off of this list so I can carry on using my to-do list. I think you're right, Jimmy. I need to figure out a way of organising Asana, but I think otherwise OneNote is the place for all of those things. I'm going to turn OneNote into effectively like, oh god, no. Or Visual Studio Wiki for some of it. We'll see. I need to start further coding, for the more code specific stuff that I've got like yeah, shut up, Jimmy. I want to go to bed before I start procrastinating even more. Today's going to be a fun Docker based day. I'm going to be trying to deploy things up into Google Cloud and get it running on Docker locally. I'm going to be working with our operations guy. He's been trying to work on this for a while and has been struggling with it, so I'm hoping to take what he's got so far, A, make it work, and B, simplify it, so that it's more understandable for everyone else. A pretty goddamn good day today. I managed to get Bitbucket pipelines working. I've got the build. It's not activated, but I have a demo where it's obviously on check-in, builds it, builds a container, uploads that to a container repository, and then I was in the process of punting that to a Kubernetes cluster, but I didn't have, well, I do have permission to create a cluster, but I know how expensive they are, and I feel like I should not push my luck with my admin rights that I have to our proof of concept environment. So I was waiting for someone else who's actually got the keys to the real environment, because we've already got a cluster there basically, so give me the right credentials and whatnot, but then he wasn't around, so I carried on with the migration from Mongo to SQL, but basically today I fixed all of the problems he was having running it locally, and then integrated it with the pipeline. Got a super sweet way of injecting in secrets. It's great. It's been a good day. I'm quite good at like deflecting stuff now. I used to let things annoy me, like specific things annoy me, and I just be like, I'm just getting very good at just deflecting it away so it doesn't annoy me. Didn't get any work done at lunch because I walked to the shop to pick up some more juice. Man, I was thirsty. I was like, I can't drink water. I cannot drink water, man. But yeah, otherwise came home, got some coal, because we need some coal for our barbecue, and picked up a delivery. And now we're going to sit down into some work, some admin work, unfortunately, up to the point where Laura gets home, and then we're going to go shopping. Mondays always feel a bit... Should I do it before I start talking? Say that, I mean, I blatantly just blundered into the bedroom, just like pouring at the bedside table trying to find my camera. The Mondays have always started to get a little bit unproductive now. Laura was up last night, not feeling very well, so she went to bed early, and therefore like we watched TV a little bit earlier, and I just didn't get back to work after it. But it's shopping night, so I feel like I'm excused. I did do some organisation on my phone and stuff, chipping down my to-do list a little bit, just not any proper work. I definitely can't risk going to go get the spare battery and waking Laura up, so I'm going to call it for the day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today should be my last day trying to deploy this microservice. We're going to get it deployed trivially, and then I can switch focus to making it support every database under the sun. Productive day today, but not in the ways that we wanted to. We were firefighting, fixing some issues that we had in live, and debugging some stuff because we had all of a sudden automation tests failing on something we haven't changed in weeks. But solved it, that's not too bad. Otherwise I'm home and I'm trying to figure out where I should put notes and stuff. So I've realised recently that I keep getting into scenarios where I want to quickly jot down notes, and I have nowhere to do it. Basically I don't want them to cross like multiple different sectors, so just like software development notes, things about my company, things about Rad Spider, but I've got nowhere to put it, and I've been trying to find like one place I can put it all, and I feel like it doesn't exist because what I'm trying to do is basically hit something that's too generic. So I was putting them into OneNote. I then tried Notion for some time, but I'm not getting on with Notion. But I think the problem is, which Laura pointed out, that maybe I'm looking for a jack of all trades, and I shouldn't be. I should be looking for specifically. And I think the problem is exactly that. I'm trying to put effectively wiki notes into OneNote, and it's just not designed for that. It's not designed for code as well as something else would be. So I basically just started to move some code stuff in, and I'm like, this is like unreadable effectively. And all you can do is like change it to like code style, like you can in like Word and stuff. What really is code blocks, but that's the one thing that I don't have. So I think what the problem is I'm trying to put something that's a bit wiki-esque into something that isn't. So I'm going to move this into Azure DevOps wikis, which are basically just markdown files, prettier. We'll work from there. Just got an email from Evolve, the electric skateboard company, saying that this year is the year of innovation and to sign up for notifications about what is probably going to be the next generation of their boards. Fuck, I'm just trying to save money. I don't even use it very much anymore. Don't make me wish I want to buy a new one. Work is going pretty good. I have some notes in OneNote. I have some notes in the wiki, and I'm currently fleshing out Asana with some tasks that I need to fill out and finish. So I've got like software development ones, which are just my user stories that I'm flowing through. I have my backlog, which is long-term things that aren't important yet that I need to keep track of. I've got tasks that I need to do. So I've got like a little Kanban board for progress with stuff to do with code reviews as a service, and then I have other things to do with Varialis that I need to do in the next couple of months and whatnot. So I feel organised, pretty excited. I think we're going good. We've got a good little compromise going on here, boys. It's, I've always liked Asana as well, so I'm happy with that. The wiki is in the right place. Basically, the wiki is just now glorified Markdown. It's almost what I almost did was just have Markdown files. But yeah, what I want is also like OneNote's ability to like nest things out differently and have different like books. And I could have done that in Google Drive, but it's just a faff in it to do things. Like Markdown's good for some stuff, but it's not good for other stuff. And effectively I needed all of that stuff in one place. And Notion was the closest it got. Anyway, that's by the by. Enough procrastinating on that shit. I've got to populate Asana with tasks and whatnot now. Which is fun AF. I also think that my Azure function is now finished. I think I finished that at lunch today. Pretty confident. Oh no, I think I wrote the test but didn't pass it. It'll be finished tomorrow. Otherwise, did I tell you I ordered some shorts? I had to take some back, so I took some back today as well. Dropping off, taking them back, as in like in the post. God damn, I forgot how wide my waist was. That it is massive and fit 2 of me in the bedtime. I went to bed ridiculously late last night, so I'm trying not to go to bed again. Too late. I'm going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get productive again over the next couple of days. It's Wednesday tomorrow. Although work's going to be a bit of a drag, specifically tomorrow as well because of the like small burning fire that we left today. But we'll put that out tomorrow and then sort out everything else. Also, my eyes. I think hay fever is in town because my eyes feel like I'm in like a smoky room. I mean, you know when your eyes burn, if you like burn something when you're cooking, and your eyes just like start to like get really sore. That's what it kind of feels like. I feel like I might start using my eye spray. That's enough about me. I'll catch you later.